All right. So we're going to go ahead and get ourselves into the pick ban phase. So right here, we're looking at a blue side of ranked one, Supp Diff on the red side. So this will be just for game one. It will be swapped over. Oh, and we're going to look at the Alistar for the first ban. Aiden, why do you think that's the first ban here?
Well, you know what? Alistair has been in a pretty solid position so far. He's just one of those junglers rather, supports that's always been rather strong, especially now, providing some good tank. We are on patch 11.11. I just want to point that out to anyone watching. We're not on any other patch. So that could be interesting. Warmogs has been changed, so now it regens your health at 1,200, I believe. So a lot, especially for a lot of these tank supports or a lot of tank champions in general, you can pick up that Warmogs a bit earlier than you would have normally and get a bit of that regen. So you can go in for a bit of damage, peel back, get that regen back up, so then you're back to full health when you go in for the next engage.
I think you summed that up perfectly. And while you were talking, we saw Yasuo and Volibear banned over on the red side from Team Sup Diff, and Morgana here on the blue side. Morgana has been such a strong pick in the jungle lately. I feel like that's going to be just a targeted ban at everybody, not specifically one person. So it's not like they could have looked at the OPGG of the other team and picked that. As well as the Gnar as well. Gnar has been in a very strong position for quite a while as well. So I'm assuming that is going to be a good ban for the other side here.
Yeah,
That's
you summed it up pretty well. Over this whole tournament, we'll probably see a couple Morgana bans, potentially some Rumble bans, but you know what? Morgana's been played a lot more, been picked, banned a lot more. So we should see a lot of Morgana bans over the next coming games. So it is one to keep your eye on. If teams are going to let that Morgana slide through, we should definitely see the more getting picked up. She's just so fast with the clear, has some great ganks, and just overall just a fantastic jungler right now. And just as we talked about that, yeah, that's a rumble potentially hovered, potentially picked up. Just again, great junglers to have on your team.
Yeah, so once we pick the Rumble, it's likely that we're going to see something possible like an Udyr on the other side. I feel like Udyr into Rumble is a pretty solid pick. Oh, it was a complete bait for Supdiff. We're going to actually go with the Rek'Sai.
I got
Wow.
bamboozled. I
Wow.
absolutely got bamboozled. That feels bad, man. Oh well.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's a Rex. I haven't seen that as much, but you know what? Is one of those champions that if you can make Rek'Sai work, you make Rek'Sai work. Those
Absolutely.
tunnels provide just insane ganking potential. You don't just have to gank from a lane; you can gank from behind. It's the same thing with a Zac jungle or a Kane. The world's your oyster. If you want to gank from behind a wall, you can absolutely do that. It makes warding for these junglers a lot more difficult, and it gives you so much more potential when you come in for ganks.
Absolutely. So one thing I do want to say before we finish up this pick ban phase, I will apologize as we do not necessarily have every single player in the actual role that we see in the pick ban phase. That will be fixed a little bit later. But the person that you see picking for top isn't necessarily picking for top, jungle, etc. We will get that sorted out after this game. We will try to make sure that next game has that sorted out. That was, again, a technical difficulty on our part. We will get it fixed. Oh, okay. And speaking of which, while I'm talking, we see the Hecarim go down in the jungle for the team of ranked one. I like that pick. Hecarim is a very strong pick. He's able to get around the map very quick. His clear speed isn't quite as fast as somebody like an Udyr or a Rumble or a Morgana. However, he is still a very strong jungler and is still underrated in my opinion, even though he has been nerfed a few times.
For sure. And you know what? One thing that did slip under my radar here is Team Ranked One picking up the Jhin. Uh, Actually, Magic McKinley has been playing a lot of Jhin as of recently. So this is a pick that he's been getting comfortable on and he's been practicing. So it'll be interesting in game to see what he can pull out if he's found anything interesting, any new builds or really anything that he can do, and to see how he performs on this as he's been playing quite a few games as of recently on that Jhin. And then, yeah, Vladimir, that's been a solid pick overall. His Q able to be pretty much spammed now, so it's a fantastic pick. And yeah, like you were saying, Hecarim, honestly, that's a solid pick. He's just able to charge in, run his alt, huge in team fights, and he is a pretty strong jungler, especially now in these current metas where those first two scuttle crabs are just so important, right? If you can contest that first, second scuttle crab. That can put you so far ahead of the other jungler with gold and levels. Those can be huge. We should see both mid laners trying to prioritize giving the jungle a bit of space, giving them some pressure on the scuttle crab, so we can see this Hecarim or this Rek'Sai trying to take those scuttle crabs first.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. With the Scuttle Crab difference, it's actually possible to go 2 levels up on your enemy jungler if you can manage to get both Scuttle Crabs before they can and get ahead on camps as well. And as I'm speaking about that, I just want to talk about the Cho'Gath pick really quickly because I'm a huge fan of Cho'Gath. I used to play him mid back in the day, top, jungle. I used to play him pretty much everywhere aside from bottom lane. And I think Cho'Gath is a very, very strong pick. He is always viable because of his permanent scaling. And he has his Q, he has his Munch, which can just destroy ADCs, ruin their day. If you get hit by a Q, then you're basically dead if you're an ADC late game because he can just flash feast on you. So Cho'Gath pick is really, really good. But I am also liking the Scion that's being hovered here. Again, another infinitely scaling top laner, and it's looking like we're gonna see a very tanky top laner from both sides here.
I do like that sign. And as we talked about, that Warmogs, it allows you to do some damage, peel back. We're seeing a lot of Scions right now take the early Warmogs. You can do the damage, do whatever damage you want, and just peel back and regen a lot of that health. So that'll be definitely nice in laning phase to keep Zuzi alive, to allow him to do a bit more damage, get a bit more turret plating than he otherwise would have been able to. And with that Lux pick, we're actually going to round off our draft. So Team Supp Diff and Team Ranked One are locked in now with all their picks, and it's going to be a fantastic game. It seems lots of tanks on both sides, good image on both sides as well. Obviously, the Lux, the Ezreal, the Vladimir being able to do some great damage, and just mirrored by the Jhin and the Silas, and just fantastic damage from both sides.
And while we're looking at the Silas here, he does have some pretty solid ults here to steal. The Lux ult is really good. The Ezreal ult is good for getting cross map because that's two very, very long range ultimates. The Cho'Gath Feast is going to be good against the Cho'Gath, I'm sure, as well as taking out the Lux and the Ezreal. The Vladimir ultimate, not quite as much, and the Rek'Sai one, maybe not quite the same. However, I think Silas is always a very strong pick. So let's see what this guy can do on the Silas. Let's see if Red EFT can take this going or take this and run with it and take over the game.
Absolutely. And we have, unfortunately, a 3-minute spectator delay because that's just how the world works.
Yeah, so unfortunately, there's not a whole lot we can do about this. We are not members of Riot, so we are unable to bypass the 3-minute spectator delay. However, at the same time, you guys do have this beautiful B-roll provided by Mr. Aiden himself to look at in the background while we see the team picks, and maybe seeing the team comps here might be able to help you look and see who you're gonna decide who wins. All right, so we're gonna see who you guys think is gonna win. If you guys have a choice, if you guys think that Team Supp Diff is gonna win, throw that down in the comments here. And if you guys think that Team Rank 1 is going to win, throw that in the chat section as well. Let's see who has more support going into Game 1 of Draft Season 1. And we will get into the game obviously as soon as we possibly can. However, I wish we could make it shorter. Though that is just not the case. So Aiden, tell me what team comp do you like better here?
All right, that's a fantastic question. So, looking at both teams, they're both going to have just as much global presence. We're seeing the TP on both teams, on both the top laner and the mid laner. So, that's going to be a huge amount of global presence. Um, Obviously, Sion is able to kind of charge into those lanes with his ultimate. But what I'd like to see at a team ranked 1 is a bit of a split. If you can send the Sion top lane, maybe get a bit of split pressure up there, and force Supp Diff to kind of either match that or try to group up, I think that's definitely what Supp Diff can try to do in order to win this game. Ranked 1, I definitely think what they want to do is they want to potentially just send that Sion top lane, and then other than that, if they do manage to get a fight mid lane, you can definitely get him back with that TP or his ultimate. But I want to see rank 1 split, and I definitely want to see Supp Diff with a lot of fights here. That Vladimir does some great damage into group team fights. So I'd love to see that coming up from Supp Diff, is to group around these objectives, around the dragons, around the barons, around the rift heralds, and try to put some damage and try to force these team fights in order to get that Vladimir ult down. That feast is going to be huge on objectives as well. If they're grouping up for objectives, they definitely have the pressure. With the feast, they're able to just clear any baron, any dragon, any rift herald. So that's what they want to do. They want to be trying to focus these objectives, try to focus these team fights, where ranked one is going to want to be trying to look for a split. But if they are going to get into a team fight, Silas can steal the Cho'Gath feast in order to try to secure those objectives, but they're definitely looking for some kind of disruption with the Hecarim and the Scion.
I think you hit the nail on the head. We are just waiting for the game to load in, and then we're going to be heading right on to the Rift to watch Game 1 of Draft Seasons, Season 1, with Team Ranked 1 and Team Supp Diff as well. Again, if you guys have a choice for who you guys think is going to win, drop that down in the chat section below, and we'll see who has more support here. All right, is it going to be Ranked 1? Is it going to be Team Supp Diff? We'll find out very shortly.
And to everyone else joining in, thank you for coming. This is the first of many. And we just want to say thanks to the teams for signing up and having fun through all this. And just anyone watching, thanks for showing up. If there's anything like this that you want to join in, we have a Discord and we host these games. Just have a fun little season. The next one, the season 2 should start in a couple weeks, about a week after this is finished. This season is going to last 3 weeks. We have 3 weeks and then we go into playoffs. So you'll be seeing a lot more of these teams. And if you want to join, wait the next 4 weeks and you'll get season 2.
And here we go. We're getting into Game 1 officially. Once this will show up. All right, so we have Team Ranked 1 again on the blue side. Team Supp Diff over here on the red side. So we're just going to see a big group bottom side for Team Ranked 1 right now. So we got 4 members down here in the bottom side, Tribrush, likely looking to just defend if an invade's going to be coming. And we just see Team Supp Diff, going to be going for a bit of a 5-point setup here to protect against the invade as well.
Yeah, it looks like Team Ranked 1 is kind of looking to see...
Oh my god.
Okay, wait.
Okay, I am not quite sure if this was on purpose or accidental. However, we have already seen the TP go out, and that could be worrisome and could cause a difference later in the game. However, we'll have to see what difference that makes. Though, as by the time Scion would likely be TPing in top, Zuzi will have his teleport back up. However, that might not be the case. We'll have to see what happens.
I'm going to put it up to BM. I'm putting it up to BM. He's like, I don't need that. Teleport. I don't need that crowd. Get it out of here. That's just cluttering my space right now.
That's an extra button I have to press. Why would I do that? Let me just get rid of this right now so I don't even have to think about it anymore.
Yeah, it's like when Scion dies, it doesn't matter what button he presses because like they're all the same. So he's like, I don't want to think about any extra buttons. Just give me the one button.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so we're gonna see top lane luckily just gonna be farming for the first little bit, as none of them are gonna have a whole ton of kill pressure just yet.
Oh,
and maybe I'll be eating my words here. Maybe I'll be eating my words. Oh,
yeah, it's a wet noodle contest, right? It's two massive tanks hitting each other with wet noodles. Like, you're not doing damage.
not quite yet.
They're getting their grass procs, which is, all you want, trying to get up a bit beefier for the late game, but are we really going to see much damage? Probably not. It would have been interesting to see the Scion,
wow, okay, we might be seeing the Scion go down. Doomsday coming in with the flash in with the auto. Zuzi, is he going to go down? No, Doomsday just missing out. That's going to be an FF spammed in the chat right now. That is very unfortunate for my guy Doomsday, but it is a traded a flash for a flash. And early in the game right now for the Cho'Gath, that is not going to be quite as useful as it would be later if he was to flash feast. So we're going to just wait for this cooldown to finish and look for probably a farming lane topside. And possibly a kill or two going over to Cho'Gath.
We do have the Rek'Sai coming in top lane. Remember what we talked about with those tunnels? Being able to get behind. He's going to use that up top lane. That's going to be on to the Zuzi.
And that should be a very free kill.
That is Zuzi going down. Can they trade it?
However, Zombie Scions are going to be chasing after him. Bryosaurus on this Hecarim is going to be there to help. However, There's not going to be much you can do. You got a dead Scion running with you. He's just going to fall sooner rather than later. So there's only so much you can do in those situations.
And as we talked about earlier, as we were talking about in draft phase, this is what you have to worry about with the Rek'Sai, being able to get these just crazy gank angles coming from behind you. Normally that wouldn't happen, but with the Rek'Sais with Kanes, that's absolutely something you have to watch out for, especially early game. And
Yeah.
everything should be... Oh, sorry.
No, sorry, you go. I thought you were done talking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Everything should be going just as normal anyways. Teams should be grouping up around the dragon.
And we have a big fight coming up around the dragon pit, and Fire Drago just going to get absolutely obliterated, deleted from the game. His code might have been deleted from League of Legends. So if we do not see Rek'Sai in the game after this game is finished, you guys know why. Because Fire Drago's health just got absolutely melted.
Yeah, and that's Team Rank 1 wanting to group up around these dragons. They don't want to give
And it
even
might be
an
another
inch.
early kill. Nope.
They don't want to give even an inch on any of these objectives. They know the damage that could happen. They want to try to grab these first early dragons. So they really don't want Team Supp Diff to try to get any wards down, try to get any vision or any presence around these early dragons. They want to just secure them for themselves. If they do see anyone up around there, they're going to go for the nice kills. They want to secure that area for themselves.
There's going to be more grass procs coming up on the top lane as well. Moving off from your little
word.
talk there. And the Silas damage is going to be huge with the flash in.
That's going to be a
and he's going to make it out from the turret as well. So red EFT on the Silas, showing that he really knows how to play the champion and get out and escape with his flash as well. So he flashes in. Senpai on the Vladimir still has his flash. And as I'm talking about this, Lux in the bottom lane, Rihara goes down for the first death in that bottom lane here. And as we're seeing this, it's not overly too shocking to me because I do like this Jhin Karma bottom lane. They have a lot of range, a lot of CC, and a lot of poke. But on top of that, it's not just poke. They have a lot of straight up damage as well, especially with that Jhin 4th shot and the Karma Mantra Q. But the Mantra Q can also be changed to a Mantra E for a huge shield on the Jhin if it's necessary. So I'm really liking this bottom side from Team Ranked 1.
Yeah, no, if you can get a Mantra Q down onto the enemy ADC and follow that up with a Jhin root, or if you even just use your root with the Karma, that can just be a whole bunch of damage coming out to the Ezreal or the Lux. That's just insane. And as we talk about that, another gank top lane.
Pretty much the exact same position again. Should be able to get the silence down so he can't ult out. And Zuzi is going to go down again. Not having a great time. However, Zombie Scion might be having some fun here.
We're going to be doing some damage.
Doing way more damage. All right, we're going to see Doomsday hit level 6. We're going to likely start to see him start feasting up and gain some stacks on his ultimate. Start to get a little bit tankier here in this mid lane. We do see a 2-0 kill advantage for the Silas. All right, so Red EFT here is going to be in the lead. However, Senpai76 is doing a good job of staying farmed up. So we're going to see the Vladimir start to scale, start to do some damage, and become a real threat a little bit later as the game goes on.
Yeah, and Vladimir can really play these lanes pretty safe with that pool that he has and a lot of the healing that he has. He can actually, as you just saw there, avoid a lot of the damage and the lockup that can come from the Silas and just heal back up any damage he can take. So he can actually play a really safe lane here in the mid lane. So if he is far behind, we might not see a lot of action in the mid lane unless we start to see a bit of dragon pressure, which is up right now. We have the wind drag currently up, so we should see both the teams start to kind of look towards this objective, start to try to posture up. Haven't seen a huge difference in the kills, so both teams are going to look to try to get some objectives for themselves, and it looks like Team Ranked 1 wants to try to force a fight bot lane in order to get this objective.
It's looking like you're going to get the flash out of the Lux. Kenna Rihara is going to be going down likely, and he is going to be popped by the Karma. His last third of health disappeared like... I don't even know what I was going to go with there, but we're just going to say he disappeared very, very quickly. I think that's a pretty accurate statement, at least. We're going to have Kanye on the Ezreal have to use his heal there as well, and he's still going to go down. Fire Drago is going to go in and try to defend against this dragon. He's going to ult out. He's going to get Krolix down. However, it looks like he might be out of luck here on the Rek'Sai.
Might be trading his health.
But
Team
Ranked 1 chasing way too hard. And Fire Drago's just going to make it out on the Rek'Sai here. That was very, very impressive. But I do feel it's a little bit more of a chase for Team Ranked 1 than necessary. I feel like they probably should have just turned around for the Dragon and not wasted quite so much time. Because when Fire Drago's that low, it's unlikely that he's going to have any ability to steal too easily. Because he'll just get blown up. With the Silas being so strong already, you have the Jhin already, the Karma.
Yeah, you know what? Team Rank 1 is still going to secure that Dragon, though. As you said, Fire Drago just a bit too low on health to try to go back in for a contest. And that's, yeah, for sure going to be Dragon going over Ranked 1. That's going to help. So that's a lot of ability haste on your ultimate. That's going to be very nice for champions like Hecarim and Silas and Sion even. So that's going to provide them a lot of power in these early games. And as I say
Very
that,
well
that's another
timed
dash.
chain. Very
Wow,
well timed chain by
fantastic.
Red EFT on the Silas. And another gank coming in bottom lane from Bryosaurus on the Hecarim. Bryosaurus
Oh,
Loftus.
Sion ult.
Oh my, wow. Zuzi on the side just coming out of nowhere, trying to chase these guys down. And looking like Fire Dragon is going to be looking for the Silas here. Vlad is Senpai going to use his pool? I'm not quite so sure. There it is. And Senpai is going to get that kill. That's going to be really, really good for Vladimir. He's going to take that gold and likely start to get some items here and start to scale up even more. As we were talking about earlier, he does scale really, really hard as the game goes on. So we're going to see him likely become a threat in about 5 minutes or so. And we're going to see Doomsday as well in the top lane possibly go down. We know that Zuzi does not have his ultimate ready right now. However, with the slows and the Qs, he's at least going to get to force the flash here. That's really, really good for Zuzi in the top lane.
Absolutely, that's good, and that might even stop Team Supp Diff from trying to do this Rift Herald. It still looks like they're posturing. I don't know if Team Ranked 1 actually does have any vision on this right now, so I think Team Supp Diff is going to go ahead and grab themselves a Rift Herald, and as I say that, they might grab themselves a kill on the side of Team Ranked 1, so that's going to be a kill traded over for a Rift Herald on the side of Supp Diff. And they might look to try to pressure top lane again. They're looking at Zuzi. They're looking at that Sion. He doesn't have ultimate.
We do have that Cho'Gath ability up. Cho'Gath R is up. If they can get in range. Oh, not quite. They're going to look to push the wave and maybe possibly get a dive here. However, the Hecarim is topside as well as the Silas moving up here. Ready FT and Bryosaurus are on the top side ready to help defend Zuzi here. So we're just going to likely see the Doomsday back off. Fire Drago is going to back off as well.
Oh my.
Looks like they might be going for a dive. Silas is going to be going down.
That's a chop. That's a huge amount of
Silas is going to steal the Cho'Gath Feast and just absolutely smoke Rek'Sai. But we're going to get a TP in from the Vladimir. We're going to get an E in.
Is this
we're going to see a crazy dive here. Red EFT coming in. This is going to be a good dive. I think this is going to work out. Senpai, though. Gosh. Senpai playing this fantastic. Senpai might be getting a triple kill. Senpai might be getting a triple kill. Oh my god.
That is not good for Team Ranked 1. Fantastic for Team Supp Diff. Trading Senpai on that Vladimir just absolutely saves the day. I don't know, but I think I saw him wearing a Superman S a while before.
It was all going so well for the side of Team Ranked 1. They were doing it so well. And then, I don't remember who it was on the side of Team Supp Diff here. I don't remember if it was the Vladimir or if it was the Cho'Gath. I think it was Vladimir walked in front of the Silas to try to block the chain on the Cho'Gath to give the Cho'Gath a little bit more time. And that gives them a little bit extra time to get another turret shot down onto Team Ranked 1. And that actually proved to be a huge difference maker. And now we're going to see the Rift Herald go down to the top lane for Team Supp Diff. And they're likely going to get this top turret tier 1. And that first turret gold is going to be going over to the Cho'Gath. And that is going to be a lot of gold going into his pocket. However, at the same time, we're seeing a big fight in the bottom river. Fire Drago on the Rek'Sai might be going down. Senpai is going to try to save him. Senpai is going to be out on the Vladimir as well. He's going to be able to escape. Doomsday might be dead here on the Cho'Gath. It looks like Zuzi might be able to take him out. However, Zuzi has already used his ultimate. So there's a possibility that Doomsday can get out. Oh, however, he misses his Rupture. And it's looking like he might be out of luck here. Because Sion's just going to hit him with the Q, get the slow. Likely get an E slow here. Flash in with the double auto and get a kill. Oh, and we got another kill going down in the bottom lane. So Magic McKinley and Krolex again picking up another kill in this bottom lane with the help of Brya and Red EFT on the Hecarim and Silas respectively. But at the same time, we're going to see the Senpai on the Vladimir here get some plates in the mid lane. And he's likely going to get out of here. He is a Vladimir, so he's able to dodge and move very, very quickly and get out of the way.
You know what? And the team just said, you can't get a rest. Screw, we're fighting this. This is a bloodbath for
Oh,
sure.
big flash
And
knockup.
another catch. That's going to be Rek'Sai ult going in. He's going to miss
Magic
one. He's
McKinley's
going to
likely
miss
going to
two.
live here, though.
That's a heal coming out. That's a
That
fourth auto
fourth
attack
shot.
coming out.
That
Huge
fourth shot
damage.
absolutely deleting Fire Drago again. 2-4-2 on this Rek'Sai with the Stride Breaker completed. So it is nice to see that he does have some gold in here. However, he is not doing too well with the death timers, as the dragon is going to be up very soon. As I'm saying that, it is up right now. So that means that Team Ranked 1 is going to have a lot easier access to this dragon here. And that's going to put them up to 2 dragons to 0 on the game likely. However, we see
Unless we
Doomsbay
can get
coming
a
down
kill.
bottom lane.
If they can kill off the bot lane right here, that might open up Dragon for
The
Supp
flash
Diff.
in from the Krolex. He's going to trade his life and the flash, but he's going to get the ignite out of Kanahara. I'm joining you in the aneurysm here. However, we're going to likely see Ranked 1 move towards this dragon. But Supp Diff is in a much better spot to contest this one as opposed to the last one. We're going to see Red EFT come in with the EW, but he also has the Cho'Gath ult stolen away, so he can feast on the dragon or on the enemies if he needs to. And
But
Zuzi's
Magic
going to be in a
McKinley
really
is
awkward
so
spot.
low. And Magic McKinley is so low. He can't join in on this fight. They don't have an ADC right now. This is going to be absolutely tanks. They might
It
be able
looks
to
like
get
they're not going to need it.
EFT. They are absolutely not going to need it. Now they're on to the last two tanks here. There's just the Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath going to go down over to Silas. And there's just one more tank they got to burn through. That's going to be the Vladimir. Not a tank, sorry. But that's just Vladimir.
Wow.
He's so tanky.
Okay.
Healing up so much damage. That's going to be Luxalt coming through. And the Dragon just 1, 2, 3 shots over onto Zuzi. Just doing massive damage onto the tanks. And that might be Supp Diff just peeling off fantastically, able potentially to get some damage onto these teams and maybe pick up a kill. They might be able to grab a dragon here, but that Krolex able to hold off the Lux and the Ezreal bot lane says, no sir, you know what, take a mantra Q, and both teams are gonna go and reset. Oh,
And that went so much better for Team Supp Diff than I was expecting it to go. I figured Rank 1 had that in the bag. After that team fight engage, it looked like Team Supp Diff was just kind of out of it, but they managed to crawl back and pour out some major damage and actually push Team Ranked 1 off of the dragon. So now we're going to have to wait a little bit before we see this dragon picked up. And we do see a pretty big kill differential here. However, the gold difference isn't that big, as we saw the Rift Herald help take down the first turret in the top lane for Team Supp Diff. And we're going to see the farm actually in favor of Team Supp Diff on most sides, except for in the top lane. So the goal difference isn't as big as you might expect. However, we do see a TP in here from Red EFT, and it looks like Kanahara on this Lux is going to go down just yet again. He is going to be 1-6. He is not having a good time on this pick. The Lux is a bit of a glass cannon. We do see her have the ability to put out some major damage. However, she does not have a whole lot of health or defensive stats to be able to defend against damage coming against her. So we're going to see the Lux not likely have a very good time for a little while here.
And that's Drag 2. Again, over to Team Ranked 1. Infernal Drakes. These are big. As we talked about, huge amount of damage on both sides, on both teams. These Infernal Drags can do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm definitely not going to say the game's over, because if Team Supp Diff is able to get 1 or 2 of these Infernal Drags, that could be really scary, especially on this Vlad. He's able to put out so much damage late game in these team fights. You don't want to call the game. You don't want to call the game over right now. If you're Team Ranked 1, you're still playing. You're still pushing hard for these dragons. But what I do like to see is Magic McKinley. He's had a great time on this Jhin so far. We talked about how he's been practicing this Jhin, how he's been playing a lot of this Jhin. It's great to see him 4-0, able to put out a lot of damage onto the bot lane here and grab himself a couple of kills, grab himself some items. So that's going to be fantastic to see as he approaches this mid and late game, how he kind of plays this as a Jhin. It can be a bit tricky to know when to use your curtain call, but so far it's been absolutely fantastic on the side of Magic McKinley, just being able to know when to use those. And as I say that might be Senpai going down. That's a root over by Magic McKinley. Senpai, he's got his pool. He's running out of health. 1 or 2 more shots is going to do it. And that's going to be Magic McKinley picking up another one. He is now 5-0. And as I say that, Kanahara is
kill traded over.
Absolutely. Use the laser beams on the bot side there. That's Krolex going down.
By the way, thanks too, dude. I know you're a member of the tournament, so appreciate the follow. Ultimate Destroyer as well. Thank you for following the stream. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far. Hopefully you guys are liking how this is going, and hopefully you guys are enjoying how the game is going. Appreciate the support, and we would like to see you guys both on the Rift at some point soon.
Yeah, thanks for the follow, guys. definitely great to see. And as that happens, this is going to be a lot of gold right now over to Supp Diff. They're able, so now they have two turrets over to one. One is going to be traded back thanks to that Rift Herald that they were able to pick up. So a lot of the you might think that there's a lot of gold difference right now, but with those turrets picked up, especially that first turret and all the plates that came along with it, it's not looking too bad. And with a team that can scale, right? You've got Senpai on the Vladimir, and you've got Doomsbay on that Cho'Gath, two insanely scaling champions. You don't want to call anything over. That can just be so disastrous if you start playing like you've won the game. You want to play like you still like you're still trying to win. You don't want to, get off the gas. And I say that they are not getting off the gas, looking for a pick here on Takano. And they are absolutely going to get that. The Jin W coming in, the stuns, everything hitting. That's going to be a dead Lux.
They spent a lot of time on that one. So while this is good for them, it's not looking like they're going to get too much of a push here. So it is just going to look like a kill traded over for now. And in the top lane, we see the Doomsday on the Cho'Gath farming up, trying to catch up and farm here. And in the mid lane over here, we see Sion sprinting it down. Zuzi sprinting it in the mid lane with his ultimate. Fire Drago is going to have the turret go down, so he's going to have to back up here to the inhib turret. And it's looking like Team Ranked 1 is going to be rotating towards mid, start to look at maybe getting this inhib tower. And as this is happening, we're going to see Doomsday and the Cho'Gath in top lane for Team Supp Diff, pushing all the way up to that tier 2. And at the same time, we're just going to see a little bit of counter jungling for Team Ranked 1 to take away some of the gold for support diff. And while we're doing that and talking about gold, so right now the gold lead has changed to a little under 4,000. And if we look at the individual gold scores, you see top lane pretty even, jungle pretty even. A little bit of a gold lead for the Silas here in the mid lane. It's not as big as you would expect, only about 700 gold, as he is 8-2. However, Vlad has been farming up a lot. Senpai 76 has been getting a lot of farm to keep up in gold. However, the biggest differences we see here is in the bottom lane.
Here. Team
we
Ranked
see
1 might be getting caught out here.
Huge gold differential for Team Ranked 1 over Team Supp Diff in the bottom lane. And as you were saying, we like to see something going down here in the bottom lane. However, it's likely that we're going to see people pull off and get out of there. But that QR from the Lux, not going to do it anywhere near enough damage to even get Zuzi to stop PMing.
I was gonna say, I thought he got cut off. I thought that would have been the end for Zuzi. No, man's a tank. Okay, man's a wall. That is just honestly a bit unfair. So that TP, I'm starting to wonder if that was BM from the start of the game.
I'm starting to think it was for sure. I'm not starting to think. I'm pretty certain that it was. And we're starting to see some of that translate into the game. And while we're talking about that, something that's not BM is Red EFT picking up this top tier 1. And that is going to be really, really big for them. That is all tier 1s for Team Supp Diff down. And it's looking like Team Ranked 1 is going to be rotating towards this dragon here. Going to be picking up that third dragon and work on soul point for this Infernal Soul. And once it gets to that point, it's looking like it's going to be Team Ranked 1's game to lose. However, we're going to see this likely just given over, as Supp Diff isn't going to be trying to contest this at all. They're just going to be farming up, try to take it a little bit longer, scale up a little bit. But with this Rek'Sai being 2-5 and this Lux being 2-7, it's not looking too great right now for Team Supp Diff. However, we have seen crazier comebacks before, so we'll see if they can make this happen.
Yeah, and that's a bit hard to try to contest a dragon when you don't have the vision and spot, and you can't really blame any one member of Team Supp Diff. It's really hard to try to get that vision when you're just that far behind. You have to try to walk as a team. It's just really hard to get that vision. If you don't have that vision, obviously Team Ranked 1 is going to be able to come in and just pick up those dragons as they want. So for these next dragons, especially since the next one is such a big dragon with soul coming alive here, we want to see Supp Diff trying to get this vision down. It is going to be hard, but if they can manage to get a couple bit of vision on that dragon, that'll definitely try to help them win this game. If they can't do that, yeah, for sure, like you said, this might be their game to lose. They need to stall the game at this point. Obviously, Team Ranked 1 doesn't want that to happen, so they are absolutely pushing this point here. We might see a fight over this turret if they can catch one or two of the squishier members. If that's Senpai's pull down, that could be risky if he stays around with that pool. But as I say that, Ranked 1 might decide to take an easier objective. Baron is up. They do have a fair bit of damage and a lot of tank stats that they could tank up this Baron. And as we talked about, Team Supp Diff just doesn't seem to have many wards around it. They do have the Scuttlecrab, but once that goes down, that's nothing. That's it. They just have that ward and that Tribush. So if team ranked 1 wants to try to force and wants to stay around this Baron, they can absolutely do so because they have a lot of vision on the enemy team here on Team Supp Diff. They know where they are. They're able to start these objectives, and that's what this game has come down to. They've just been transitioning well to these objectives. They've had the vision down. They know what they want to do, and they've been looking at these objectives. And it almost seems like Team Supp Diff has been trying to catch up and trying to just steal these objectives. So if we can see that, maybe if we can see a couple steals over from Team Supp Diff, we can see, you know, them get online, try to stay a bit out for late game, and we can see, you know, a really strong team fight like we've been talking about before on the side of Team Supp Diff.
Absolutely. So 2 things I want to mention here. Number 1, this Scion right now is absolutely unkillable. He is level 14.
Uh-oh.
He is
But the Jhin isn't. That's going to be Flash coming through. That's Rek'Sai ult.
But it's looking like Fire Drago is going to be able to melt him down, but he's going to get taken down.
That's Lux coming in with a huge laser beam yet again. And his
Senpai
Lux is going to get caught out. Flash forward, dodging the Lux.
Rahara is going to be getting out here as well.
And that's just going to be 1-for-1 traded over. I don't think we're getting
maybe not.
in that.
Okay, so Red EFT teasing it a little bit, however he's going to stay out. But Bryosaurolophus is not. That might be his life traded over. He's going to live with about 5 health. That's got to be a little bit of a tilter here for Team Supp Diff because they thought they might have gotten another one back. However, it's just not the case. And 2 things I want to talk about. Number 1, going back to the Scion. Again, he's completely unkillable. He has the most farm in the game, tied for the highest level in the game. The amount of health this guy has right now is unbelievable. On top of that, he's got Merc Treads, he's got the Frozen Fist, he's got a Bramble Vest on, he's got the Titanic Hydra. He is starting to become an absolute raid boss that you cannot get past. So we're going to really need to see Team Supp Diff really start to work towards stalling out the game so they can start dealing some damage. However, they don't want to stall out too long because, again, Scion is infinitely scaling, so it's not like we're going to see him necessarily fall off too hard anytime soon. We're just going to be able to see Team Supp Diff accrue some more damage. On top of that, on the vision side of things, one thing I want to notice is there's not a single blue trinket on either team.
Oh my!
And as I'm talking about that, Blux Rahara is going to go down. Really not having a good time on this game right now. 3-8 on that Lux. It's looking like that Lux might not be played next game. However, we'll have to see what happens. Senpai 76, though, on this Vladimir is still looking pretty strong. So there is a chance that he might be able to still carry. They're just going to need to play around him, try to peel, get some knockups and CC down for him. Fire Drago looking like he might be getting caught out here. The TP in from Red EFT, Magic McKinley walking in, Krolex walking in. The plant over.
Will it save him? I don't know. This is going to be a fun thing to watch. A little Rek'Sai on the run. They might try to trade over for the sign here, but Zuzi just so tanky, able to tank up everything. But is he able to tank up 3?
And as we see that, Doomsday might be able to flash feast. Oh, not quite. We're going to see the Hecker Melt come down. Bryosaurolophus is going to be coming down here with the Unstoppable Onslaught.
Uh-oh. This might be Zuzi going down here. That's going to be good coming over for Team Supp Diff. That's going to be the Lux laser beam not being able to.
We're going to see Senpai flashing in.
Flash in.
Getting the kill on Zuzi, and he's going to be living, but he's going to die as well. He's going to give his life over to Zuzi. And we're going to see Lux go down as well. Zuzi pick up another kill on the Zombie Scion. We're going to see Silas pick up the Infernal Soul. And it's looking like this is going to be a pretty much secured game for Team Ranked 1. As long as they play this game correctly. They don't have the jungler top laner, though.
Uh-oh. Run! Run! No!
Oh, bad idea recalling in area where you can get attacked.
Unfortunately.
And they're going to give their life for it. Neighbor Press is going to give over the second death of the game and take his KDA to an even 1.
And I don't think we mentioned that, but this is Infernal Soul picked up. So Team Ranked 1 has so much damage right now. They have so much damage with Silas, with Magic McKinley on that Jhin. They are able to put out so much. And you know what? I still like a bit of Team Supp Diff's chances, though. What I do like is I like the Vladimir. I really like that Vladimir pickup. Because it really doesn't matter if you're Vladimir, if you can pull and get to that backline, if you can get to Magic McKinley on that backline, if you can get to Krolex, they're gone. if you manage to get them, if you can get your ult on them, that's it for them. But as we say that, there's no vision here. They might be able to pick up a Baron.
It's looking like that is a serious possibility here. Again, like I was saying earlier, there's not a single blue trinket in the entire game, so they can't even get vision from long range. If they're walking up, it's basically face checking into 3 members, with Silas on the top side as well, would make it 4, and easy to collapse on from here because of his mobility. We are going to see Bryce Sorolofis on the Hecarim going relatively low. However,
Oh my word.
okay, he's going to get executed. That is absolutely unfortunate. That is going to be the team typing X9 in the chat on the Hecarim. After going so well the entire game, it's very, very unlucky for him. We're going to see Zuzi on the Scion charge himself in, though he is going to find himself a kill. Oh my god, that Lux kill is just going to go down. All right, we're going to see Red EFT on the Silas going to be going aggressive. Senpai is going to be getting hit by that knockup. There's a flash in from Red EFT.
He is aggressive. Using that Sonya is going to keep him alive. Massive damage coming in from the Jhin. That 4th shot able to do so much damage onto the
That
Ezreal,
one wasn't even a 4th shot. That wasn't even a 4th shot onto the Vladimir. That was crazy. I thought that was a 4th shot until he hit the 4th shot on the Ezreal. Wow. Magic McKinley here on the Jhin is looking really, really strong.
Magic McKinley really hit me. You thought this was my final shot? You fool!
we're looking to see ranked 1 likely end out the game very, very soon.
They've got the Baron buff. They've got the Infernal Dragon Soul. They are absolutely looking to put a lot of pressure on. They might just grab the inhib and back off now that they have the pressure in mid. They can look to the other lanes. They can look to top lane. They can look to bottom lane. See if they can pressure that. I don't think you want to start waiting for that Elder Drag to spawn in. That just gives 3 minutes of extra time for Team Supp Diff to try to come back. And if you're Team Supp Diff, you want to try to stall. You want to just push out these lanes, keep them pushed out, so eventually if it does come down to an Elder fight, you can go and respond. You need to try to get that vision in the bot side, in the jungle right now, if you can, about 2 minutes before that Elder Dragon spawns. Elder Dragon can be a huge change for a game. It doesn't matter if Team Ranked 1 has this Infernal Soul right now. The Elder Dragon can do so much damage. As an execute, it's huge. Able to just burst champions, the tanky champions like Zuzi or Bry on that Hecarim. So if you're Team Rank 1, you don't want to wait for that because that's just a huge risk that you don't want to take. But if you're Team Supp Diff, absolutely you want to stall out this game.
And we're going to see
TPN. You want to wait for that. And
we
like
see Red EFT TPN.
You don't want to wait for that dragon, so that's a TPN.
That's a ulting in. Oh my, massive damage coming in from the Scion ultimate. That's looking like game here. They're likely going to take down Ken Rahar soon as well. Doomsday coming in and pulling a real good job at defending, though. However, the Scion on level 17, the highest level in the game, the most farmed up in the game, and the tank is still. Oh my god, Magic McKinley. You need to put that away before the kids see. That is disgusting.
Oh my. Yeah, put that away. If that's the saying we're going with. And this could absolutely be game coming out here. Bry is actually still pushing top lane. He should probably try to join up his team here as they try to force an end here. This is a 4v3 still, however. They're able to get one, and they're absolutely looking for the end. This is going to be a kill here. This is going to be Red EFT onto the back line. Getting that kill, getting that E, not going to be able to fully pick it up. He's going to have to Zonias to save his life. Now they're back. Now they're looking at the Senpai. They're going to be able to kill him. That's going to be Hecarim ult coming and disrupting the team. That's going to be Cho'Gath going down of all people. A double kill picked up on the side of Red EFT, and this should absolutely be game after a couple more kills. Yeah, just everything coming around, damage being thrown out, and this is going to be game 1 going over to Team Ranked 1 versus Team Supp Diff.
Ranked 1 taking the lead.